It came my turn to get my second bowl. I was like, that was good, dude. Let me get another one. And the guy like starts reaching deep down in this huge pot. He probably could have boiled a baby in it. It was a huge pot. In fact, they kind of did boil a baby in it. So he reaches down into it and he pulls up a skull. And there's just like teeth, 2 gnarly teeth coming up, 2 teeth coming out, eyeballs rolled back in the head. And I was just like, monkey soup? Give me my bowl.
Let him not breed in great numbers, or he will make a desert of his home and yours. Shun him. Drive him back into his jungle lair, for he is the harbinger of death.
All right, here we are. We're kicking it off. First, big time, huge shout out to Dimtray for this amazing piece of art that we got here. You guys recognize that guy? Who the fuck is that? That is fucking rad. Oh shit, I didn't even see this back part. He started on the back. Look at that shit. Can you see that? Is that good? I guess everyone's all fucking riled up about Bud Lights. I guess they went like gay or something, and now we can't drink Bud Lights because they make you gay. I don't know. Whatever. I guess we're never drinking Bud Lights again. I don't know, man, what's going on here, but people are all roared up about what kind of dicks you do or don't like. I think I heard this on the Tiger King. Let me ask you something. When you're watching porn, what kind of dicks you like to go at it? And I asked that question to some dude the other day, and he was like, dude was like 21 years old and was really off put by the question. I was really aggressive with it. I'm like, when you watch porn, you like the little dicks or the big dicks, just being a weirdo about it. It was actually, it was Elijah. And he looked at me, and you know the guy, right? And he's just like, he's a nice kid. He's not, I don't even know if he watches porn or if he fucking, in fact, if he doesn't know how to jack off, we should teach him that. I mean, he's not a kid, so don't fuck with little kids, dude. He's not a little kid. He's a grown-ass man. He was like, I don't watch dicks at all, ever. And I was like, nice. I asked that to another guy that I knew in the fucking military, and he was all like, well, obviously the big ones. And I was like, just like in the fucking Tiger King, he was like, well, you ain't very straight now, are you now? If you're watching them big dicks go at it. I was like, damn, what a fucking jarring question. Cause like for some weird ass reason, a lot of people say big dicks. I don't know what's up with that. You know what I mean? Like, it is a trick question. Cause I mean, I answered the same way as he did. I don't look at the dicks, bro. I'm like, just eyes on the vagina, like everything that's happening right there. That's where I'm at. I'm not looking at this fucking tube, but what are you guys doing, man? It's fucking, you guys been drinking too many Bud Lights, bro. It's turning you queer, I think. You know who had a fucking Bud Light the other day, probably? This is the Dalai Lama. I'm not on social media very often, believe that shit or not. Barely know how to work a computer. But this guy, someone sent me this video. Apparently, he gave this kid a kiss. And he kissed him on the lips and then fucking asked him to suck his tongue, where he proceeded to stick his tongue out. And like, this is doubly horrific because on top of that being just like the gnarliest, grossest thing, he did it in front of like a bunch of people. Like, I don't know, this kid, someone was probably like, go give the Dalai Lama a hug, and then he was just like, peace be with you. Let me give you a kiss. And then the guy like instantly horned up some disgusting shit like that. And then was just like, suck my tongue. I haven't seen the video yet. Can we pull that up? Can we see that? He's not supposed to be doing this shit. Like, of all the religious figures that I've seen, I'm just like, you're supposed to be like the goddamn Avatar, dude. What are you doing? Like that, leave that shit to the other guys. I won't say who they are, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. Oh my God, dude. Like everybody's staring at him. Fucking dude, there's no coming back from that. That's so bad. Is he gonna do this tongue? He's sticking out his tongue now? He tacos it out. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that to chicks in the bar. Hey, yo, suck this. My tongue. Get that guy out of here. Which guy? The fucking Dalai Lama. He's asking kids to... Dude, I've been kicked out of bars for gnarly shit, but that's about the worst thing. We'll take you into a back alley for that type of shit, dude. This is disgusting, dude. I've been kicked out of bars for gratuitous shit, but that's horrible. There are very few... That's one of those things you can't come back from. You fuck with little kids, you're done. You're fucking absolutely done. There's no coming back from that. You can beat them. You can beat them in public. You can talk shit to them. But as soon as you ask them to do anything weird, you're fucking done. And trust me, I've seen kids get their asses whooped. Been in a grocery store watching a kid get fucking smacked up. It's a bit odd. You're just like, handle that somewhere else. Like, I don't know your story. I'm sure he's a shithead, but you know, you ask a kid to suck your tongue in a grocery store, people 3 aisles down are gonna be like, what? Yo, wait, what did that guy say? People will come out of the woodwork to fucking stomp your head. They'll throw you off a fucking roof for that shit, dude. Yeah. And make it look like an accident and fucking throw a ladder right after you, dude. It's bad, man. Honestly, it's bad. Moments like that, I'm like, unleash Mike Tyson on people like that. You know, he's all like, oh, fuck you till you love me. Like, think about that statement. How horrible and horrific to me, that sounds horrible. As a dude who doesn't do butt stuff, just, I'm going to fuck you till you love it. My God, like how long does that take? Like how long? Because at one point, let's be real, your body's going to get used to it. I'm like thinking of like some Pulp Fiction type scenario where you're just bent over a barrel and just Mike Tyson just getting after it. And you're just like, and then like eventually you're like, yeah, how many Bud Lights does it take to get into it? You know what I mean? Animals are on the other end of that. You know what I mean? Like you can fuck with animals. I mean, don't fuck animals. Like if you fuck animals, that's pretty bad. But let's be real. People would just be like, that guy's a fucking creep. Like what a disgusting person. But pedophiles, I don't know if they fall into the same category. I'm not equally disgusted with both. I'm way more disgusted with the pedophile. Like I'll kill that guy. I don't feel that when I hear about some like dude banging a sheep. I'm all like, hey, everybody, let's get your fucking shotguns and get your ropes. We're going to go fucking do some killing right now. I don't think that when I hear about a guy fucking a sheep. I'm just like, you poor bastard. What was it like? No, I'm just kidding. You can totally fuck with animals though. Like no one gives a shit. People hit them with cars. People fucking shoot them for fun. Like even me, dude. I have this friend, she's vegan, and she's vegan for a personal reason. She just can't stand what happens to animals and the way they're treated. And I fall right in the middle of this shit. I'm just like, it's pretty fucked up, but I also want this cheeseburger. I also just want to show up and grab a steak. Oh, there ain't no mushroom substitute that's going to be as good as a steak. Let's be real, dude. Like, no, you can get like some shiitake or whatever the fuck they cook. I tried it, I'm over it right away. I told her this story and it was a deployment story. We're out in the fucking middle of the jungle. We're going down this jungle road, just fucking driving our fucking Hiluxes and shit. And this pack of dogs followed us all the way out. We're in the middle of the dude. Like we just went down this road, this windy jungle road up and fucking down. And just like, if you came off of it and just walked like 100 feet, to the left or the right, they'd never find your ass again. You would die. Like you wouldn't know where the fuck to go. It was fucking gnarly. We were in the middle of it. We go there and these dudes were also following us. We were going to go check on some shit. And these dogs followed us, like fucking 10 of them. And the fucking dogs were all like, this one dog was looking at this dude, and we all come out of our cars and shit, looking all horrid and shit with their guns and fucking, we're like, let's check it out. We're good. We're clear. There's no monkeys with rockets hanging out here. There's literally that toucan is up there. That toucan's looking a little suspicious. All right, back up, dude. This fucking dog is just sitting there just at this one dude that I know. And fucking the dude just goes click, bang! Just fucking puts one right through the dog's nose, out the back of the dog's fucking neck. And the dog just went, like he literally let his last hurt. And dude, you could like still hear his echo. And the bullet, like it happened so quick. And all the dog's blood drained out in like 2 seconds. It was fucking wild. And everybody was like, whoa, that was a bit excessive. That guy's nuts. These Americans are the cowboys. The cowboys out here, man, just shooting dogs. Like they were fucking tripped out. Everyone also, Chi wasn't too happy about it. He's like, you shot your gun? You shot your gun without me saying you can shoot your gun? He's like, well, dude, the dog was barking at me. So that's why you shot him. You shot your gun. You shot him right in the face? Yeah. I told this chick the story and she didn't care. She didn't really care, I guess. I don't know. She like made this face like, I don't want to hear it again. I was like, well, I'm going to tell it every time I get drunk. Sorts of fucking animals. We were on deployment, I don't know, whatever. I just won't even mention where we were, but there was a bunch of fucking, at one point we had monkeys. There was 3 of them. And this one monkey was, they all had their own little personalities, but this one monkey had his own shit going on. Where we fucking palleted in all our water on pallets in water bottles. So like if you wanted fucking some water, you had to drink a water bottle. There was little fucking, bottles of water everywhere. Like we would just fucking just leave them. We'd forget them. You go work out. There's a little fucking middle of the fucking jungle. And we would just, whatever. We pick them up every once in a while. And this one fucking monkey, his name is Slo-Mo now, learned how to get into these fucking things. I'm sitting there, doing my thing, doing my job. And at one point I kind of like look over because he's just sitting there also with us. Like he's just like staring at us. And he's got one eye that's just like all wonked and his eyes are like half closed like this. And the fucking thing looks like he got dropped on it. Looks like he got thrown off a roof and he landed on his head. And then they threw a ladder and it landed right on his ass. He fucking sits there and he starts opening up this bottle. And like the size of the bottle is like huge compared to his little tiny hand. So he's like literally like, and he holds the bottle up and drinks out of it. And I was like, holy shit, dude, did you see that shit? Like this monkey learned how to get into these bottles and like get some fresh water. And my buddy's like, yeah, got into a bottle of bleach. That's why they call him Slo-Mo. That's why he's all fucked up. And I look back and the monkey's like, he would literally move in slow motion. So that's why I called him Slo-Mo, dude. Can't believe that shit. We had fucking dogs for days. It was, actually, let me rewind that one. We had cats. We'll come back to the dogs. We had cats, monkeys, cats, dogs. I even had a fucking monitor lizard. God, ever tell you that story? We were fucking transiting in between these 2 islands and I just see this thing in the water just fucking going like this. I'm like, oh! And it was this fucking huge lizard. Ended up finding out that it was called a Filipino monitor lizard. Yeah, we were in the Philippines, I guess. I guess I gave that one away. He wasn't in Africa, I'll tell you that. It was a Filipino monitor lizard. And the thing was giant, dude. I guess it's the 2nd largest reptile in the world, second only to fucking Komodo dragon. I fucking jump in the water like Steve Irwin. I grab this thing. I'm like, yo, fuck it, look at this thing, everybody. Everyone's like, yeah, we see it. What are you doing with it? It's mine. I'm fucking taking it back. And I'm like, all right, like, why are you getting so aggressive with us? I was like, all right, I thought someone was going to want it or say no. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it back at our little base either, dude. You're good. Like, take it if you want. I get this dude to hook us up. His name was Kenny. He was a dude that would like hang out around our spot and clean up. He would clean the shitters and, he cleaned everything else up for us. And he was cool. We used to give him all our porno mags. We'd give him bottles of booze, fucking cigs. This dude loved us. He would get us anything we wanted, dude. And one day I was like, yo, dude, my lizard needs some food. Like, can you hook him up with some shit that you think he would like? And he's like, yeah. And he goes, here. He goes, well, while I got you here, though, check this out. It's called balut. This thing is an egg, a fertilized egg. They bury it so the fucking chicken or whatever the fuck is in there can't come out of the egg, and it just dies in the egg. The longer they can let it ferment, the more gelatinous the bones turn to. So like at one point, the bones turn into like gummy worms, and you can just like literally chomp through a beak. You're chomping through the whole thing, and then that's what they want. Like that's the delicacy. Apparently it's like beloved by the whole country. I consider myself to be a fucking traveler. I've been all over the world. I've eaten all sorts of foods, and usually I can eat just about anything. And like, if I don't like it, you know what? That's very interesting. It's not something I think is for my taste though. I don't know if I want another bite though. But thank you for sharing that with me. I took one bite of this balut, fucking chomped into this like little chicken head skull, like right through the brains, the beak. And I was like, Quah! I looked at him, I was like, oh my God. And he started laughing. Like he already kind of knew that it was like a very like, this ain't no cheeseburger, dude. There's no maybe or if and or buts if you're going to let you like it or you fucking don't, you know? And I was like, I don't, I'm so sorry. Like I spit this out. I feel like a huge asshole. He's like, don't worry about it. You're good, dude. And I was like, maybe though, Andre Baragesi will like this. That was the name of my lizard. And I fucking put this right in the lizard cage and he just starts chomping this thing, dude, like just destroyed it. And I was like, all right, sick. Give me a bunch of those. Kenny. And fucking Kenny's like, yeah, I don't know what his real name was. He had like everyone's got like a fucking, that works in that area has like some nickname and his was Kenny. And Kenny would bring these balut. And at one point I could tell the lizard was dying in there. And I was like, all right, I just gotta let it go now, dude. And I was like heartbroken, went down to the pier, fucking let this thing hit the water. And it just like swam for a little bit. And I shit you not, some like creature from the bottom squirms up, chomped him right in half and pulled him straight down. I was just like, we're all there on the fucking pier. It was the fucking Mark V pier, dude. And everybody's like, first off, we're never getting in that water again. Like we used to swim in that shit. We're like, second off, this is some bullshit, dude. We let him go to live and like fucking him or her or whatever the fuck it was. Dude, it died like not more than 10 feet off the fucking pier, dude. It was horrific. We had cats. The cats were awesome. They were weird. Here in America, cats only eat kibble or bits of meat that you give them. You know, they don't eat like bread or fruit. Dude, we would show up with whole hot dogs and these cats would chomp the bread, hot dog, everything. Like, what the fuck? Show up with pierogies, they'd eat pierogies. Like they ate anything and everything, dude. And I was like, that was cool. We had dogs. We had a bunch of dogs. We had this one dog that would, I don't know how fucking long, but the gestation period is for dogs. Humans, it's like 9 months. This dog was having like a litter every 3 weeks. I don't know if, I'm not shitting you, man. This fucking dog was pumping them out. They were just sliding out of her at one point. We called her Peanut because she was like the color of a peanut. And that was it. That was the whole thing about her name. But we had all these animals and it was like one of the few things that brought us joy. We're fucking on deployment. We're out there. All we could do was work out, fucking listen to music, buy some shit on Amazon. Half the shit wouldn't show up because we were so far out of the fucking middle of nowhere. And these dogs and these animals, what brought us joy. The guy that was in charge of us was like, oh yeah, you guys look a little too happy. In the middle of the night, he fucking hired this hitman. He hired a hitman. And the hitman showed up in the middle of the night, put all of our puppies in a sack, and threw them in the water. He killed all our puppies. And we were like, what? We woke up, you know, everyone's ready. Like everyone like made something to give to the dogs. Even like the hardest motherfucker was broke down by this feeding of the dogs. Like everybody was like, yeah. Like, dude, I don't give a shit where you're from. Like this was pure joy and love from these little puppies, dude. Like we would just lay there and the puppies would be like, oh, and we'd just be like, like, dude, it was like so innocent and pure, you know? This guy just couldn't handle it that we were happy. Had all our puppies fucking drowned. And we come to find out because like, no shit, the guy that did it lived right next door and was like counting his money. Like he wasn't really, but basically he was like, we're like, yo, dude, you seen our dogs? He's like, yeah. What'd you do with them? He goes, I killed them all. I go, what? Why? He goes, because your boss paid me to. He goes, talk to him. And I was like, ah. And like he said it, and like everybody was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, oh my God. And like one dude was like, you fucking kidding me? We had to like hold him back. And dude, the guy, thick ass mustache, big ass dude, his eyes were like welling up. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? You fucking. And we're like, all right. Everybody's pretty pissed, but he's gonna stab this fucking guy right now. That guy actually almost did have a mutiny on his hands. After that, we never fucking listened to what he said. We were like, dude, fuck you. Like, you are the worst leader. I can't believe you took that away from us. It was hurting nobody. You know what I mean? It was, in fact, it was bringing up morale. We're out there on a fucking 9-month deployment. We're like 6-7 months into it. Everybody just wants a little bit of like love and affection. We can't go to each other. We didn't have any Bud Lights on deployment. So you know what I mean? We couldn't do that shit. Their fucking wicked dog story on deployment. One of these fucking Marines from the host nation country, I'm outside and I used to smoke very, seldomly. Like if another guy was smoking, I'd walk up, smoke a cig, take a couple puffs. If I smoked a whole cig, I'd be on my ass. I took a puff one time and like almost passed right the fuck out. And I was like, all right, I see why you guys are doing this. This is rad, dude. Just like blacking out instantly, dude. And we're just sitting there chilling, and there's this dog just kind of like skipping around and just like walking away from us. And this guy comes out from in between this alley, and he's got this sack, and he just like starts ninja creeping up to this dog. And we're like, hey, yo, the fuck? And then the guy fucking just like, amazing technique, by the way, swoops this whole dog up in like one foul swoop and has this dog in the sack, and then just starts, hurry, dude. He just beats his dog to death, just pounding it on the cement. And it took a minute. It took him like fucking a good 30 swings to murder this thing. And we're like, holy shit. And then the dude just like walks away, throws it over his shoulder. He's like, we're like, what in the fuck was that? Like when that guy killed our dogs, he didn't know that he did a bad thing. Like he thought he wanted us. He thought that we wanted them gone. And we were very upset, as you can tell. I don't smoke cigs. I already said that. You missed it. I don't smoke cigs at all. I just think it's the funniest way to add to a story. Like people say I'm a good storyteller. I guess that's why I'm fucking sitting here. But you're just like, yeah, dude, there I was. Fucking nuts, dude. Like it just adds to your story. And every time like I hear a dude telling a story and he's smoking a cig, I'm like, this story is like twice as intriguing now because you got a fucking cigarette going. This just makes no sense, but it's hilarious. So again, this fucking guy almost had this mutiny on his hands. And like after the puppies were gone, everyone just started fucking drinking, dude. We're like, you know what? Fuck it. I mean, we're sick of working out for 5 hours a day. And this is like all of our like momentum for being here. It was just, if you could put it on a chart, we started up here, little dip, keeps going. And then like around the 6-7 month mark, just productivity starts dipping, morale dipping fast. Killed our puppies, plunge. You know what I mean? It was like the 1930s stock market. Right here is where you killed the puppies, boom, straight down. It wasn't like a curve. It was just straight down. And after that, everybody was like, all right, let's just start drinking, dude. And then, the dude started noticing this. He's like, you guys are drinking a lot. And we're like, yeah. So what about it? And he was like, nothing. This guy used to walk around with the shaker, like he was fooling us, with the shaker full of Jack Daniels and Coke. Like, bro, I've never seen a shake that has bubbles in it and it's the color of Coke. You know what I mean? Like I've taken a lot of shakes. I've had a lot of pre-workout and all sorts of stuff, but I've never seen one that's that color. And he thought he was all sneaky and shit. But, at one point we started drinking and there's a spot that we could get beers. And me and 2 other dudes go down there and we're drinking some beers with these guys. And they have this liquor or liqueur. I don't even know what you would call it. I think it's called San Miguel's. we're all sitting there and the dudes sell it. Like they buy it at wholesale prices and they sell it to everybody and each other around. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's get some drinks, you know? And I'm like, all right, cool. Give me a beer. And they're like, yeah, cool. And then I was like, you know what? Give me a bottle of that shit. Let's have some drinks. And they're like, yeah, all right. Like they don't drink their own stash. They pay for it. And they're like, all right. I'm looking at the case and I'm like, give me one of those. And he goes, all right, cool. And he like asked for the money. And I'm like trying to crunch the math. And I'm like, wait, is that 15 cents? They're like 30 cents, but you were close. And I was like, 30 American cents. I was like, give me the whole fucking case. We're partying tonight, boys. And I just started handing these things out like to everybody. And everybody's like, dude, these guys are cool, man. They had the guy, at one point, the guy's all like, get the fucking soup out. We weren't going to share it with you guys, but now we're going to eat together. And I was like, all right, tight. Fuck, he's got this big pot of soup and he just starts ladling out like just a scoop for everybody. We got all these bowls. We're sitting there and drinking our liqueur. It took about an hour for me to get blacked out drunk. The last thing I remember that before the night went south was like it came my turn to get my second bowl. I was like, that was good, dude. Let me get another one. And the guy like starts reaching deep down in this fucking huge pot. He probably could have boiled a baby in it. It was a huge pot. In fact, they kind of did boil a baby in it. So he reaches down into it and he pulls up a skull. And there's just like teeth, fucking two gnarly teeth coming up, two teeth coming out, eyeballs rolled back in the fucking head. And I was just like, monkey soup? Give me my bowl. I was like, I'm already eating it. And the other two dudes are like, oh my God. And they put the bowl down. They're all like, they're being all American about it. Oh my God, we don't eat monkeys. Like monkeys are pets or in the zoo. And I'm like, man, fuck that. I just saw this guy beat a dog to death in a sack. Like that could have been a dog skull for all I fucking knew. I'm not a fucking scientist. I mean, never mind. But anyways, they fucking ate the monkey. We all ate the monkey soup. The two dudes, after they saw that it was monkey soup, got super off put by it. And at one point, every time I black out drunk, my body just autopilots home. Like I could be fucking halfway across the state I live in, and my brain would be like, boop, 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 boop. I live that way. And I'll just start charging in that direction. And I started doing the same thing. There's a bunch of dogs everywhere we're at in this fucking, it seems all these countries I go to, there's just dogs running around everywhere. And they're shitting everywhere. And apparently I like stepped and fell into like 4 unrelated piles of dog shit, you know, or they could have been related. It could have been the same dog for all I fucking knew. Anyways, I'm getting back to my little spot where I live and there's like a security gate. There's a fucking wall and shit. And I'm covered in dog shit. And there's like cameras everywhere. And I go to reach for the door and then I go to like grab it. But what happened was that I was actually 6 feet away from the door and I was just reaching into space. And then I fell forward and then I fell in such a way that my forehead hit the door and cranked it up at 90 degrees. So like my head was up against the door like this and the rest of my body was straight out. And I was just like, ah. And then the 2 other dudes were all like, oh shit. Cheese it, he's wasted. Like someone definitely heard that. And they just go to jump the fence. They're like, you know, we're not going to pretend we were ever here with them. We're going to get fucked. We were trying to sneak in, you know what I mean? And I totally blew it. Totally blew the mission. Fucking, so there's cameras. Some guy that's sitting up in the talks all like, the fuck? Comes downstairs. My boss is out there smoking a cig, drinking his fucking rum and coke. And he opens the door and my head just like flops down. And then like simultaneously, he hears the 2 boys jumping the fence. He's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why is he covered in dog shit? What are you guys doing? Where the fuck you all? And like this whole cascade of like shitty events just fucking went down. The next day, I get pulled aside and I guess I'm supposed to be above this with my rank and shit. They're like, dude, you're supposed to be in charge of these guys, taking care of them. I was like, I was taking care of them. I fed them monkey soup. I made sure they wore condoms so they could piss in them. And dude, we're good to go. Like we're having a good time. What's the problem? And they were just looking at me like, you're fucked. You're done, dude. I go, I'm done. I'm fucking done. And like, he sat me down. The 2 dudes above me were, you know, sitting me down. I don't even know if I should fucking tell this part, but I was like, fuck it. I was like, this is bullshit. I was like, if you're going to bring me down, I'm bringing you motherfuckers down. And I was like, this motherfucker right here, he leaves base every night and he's fucking getting shit done to him. And he was like, whoa, everybody cool your jets. And I was all like, fuck you. I was like, and you drink rum and cokes every day, dude. I was like, this is some bullshit. This is all bullshit. And I fucking storm out the room and I grab a bottle and I'm just like, no drinking allowed. I'll fucking show you no drinking allowed, dude. Never said shit to me after that. He was just like, all right, I guess I can't control him anymore. I lost control of him. I was like, you lost control after you murdered our puppies, dude. Like that was a mutinous thing. How do I use that word right? It was time for a mutiny after that. That was just so horrible. I still can't believe you did that. I'm getting teared up right now, dude. Must be the Bud Lights. I never tear up. One of the reasons they swept that shit under the rug for me was because I was a dude that knew my job and did my job well. They kick people out for way less fucking shit than that, dude. Like, dude, if you're not shitting Tiffany couplets, they're like, get him out of here. He's late. Dude, he was late today. I knew guys that they would treat like shit for being late. I could do shit like that and get away with it. Not that I'm justifying what I did, but this is the reason why I never got in trouble. Another great example of that, we were out in on this Marine Corps base, and I had just picked up first class, and I'm sitting there in the back of this van, and I get the message from my boss, and I'm like, oh, sick. Like, this is a huge pay increase and like responsibility and a bunch of shit, but mostly I was pumped about the fucking money. Like, it was a good amount of money. And I was like, all right, boys. And I like talked to the guy up the van. We're like going, I don't know. We were going, I forget where the fuck we were going, but I was like, yo, we're doing a 180. We're going back out into town and we're going to fucking the nearest Japanese steakhouse we can go. We ended up getting fucking shit faced. Everybody ate. And I was like, it's on me. I'm rich as fuck now. I mean, I wasn't, but I felt like it. You know what I mean? Long story short, I end up blacking out. Surprise, surprise. But I'm not like a fucking troublemaker drunk. I just pass out or I just turn into a sack of meat. Like, I don't start fights. I don't dip out on fucking tabs. I don't start fires except for that one time, but that doesn't count. Totally unrelated. I just fell asleep in front of these barracks like a vampire in the grass. Like, I was just like this. And these young Marines, they roll up and they're just like, I say young Marines because they still had to have high and tights. Like, I think only like the youngest dudes are supposed to get those, like E3s and below or something. I don't know. Actually, I have no clue. I never had to have. I had one time, then I got made fun of it for it, and I never had to have one ever since then in my military career, dude. Like, I don't know what the whole thing with high and tights is, but all these dudes had high and tights, and apparently they were like, "Oh my God, he's dead." It's like, dude, I'm warm as fuck. I'm not dead. I'm breathing. I'm like grunting around, sleeping in the ground. The story that I heard was there was a fire department right across the way. Like, one of them ran across there, got the fireman. The fire truck shows up and they're just like, oh my God, let's see what's up with this kid. Like, they all dramatically, they bust out the bag and all this shit. And I'm just laying there like this. Like, you guys got the fire department for that shit? Fucking, they do a sternum rub on me and I wake right the fuck up. I'm like, rah! In case you don't know, a sternum rub is incredibly painful. You can fucking your knucks and you just start rubbing right in this area, and apparently it'll like bring you back from the dead, dude. And so they're like, all right, he's fine. He's just drunk. Like, he didn't hit his head. Nothing happened to him. He's just wasted. And I was like, yeah, I could have told you that, you know? So they call the cops, and I come to, and I'm in a fucking jail cell on base, and I'm just like, where am I? They're like, you're at the fucking so-and-so, whatever fucking military police station. And I'm just like, oh. They're like, call somebody. I was like, all right. And, when I was in the military, we used to carry these little fucking laminated cards everywhere, and you had everybody's number on it. And I called my guy, and he Ubers to me. He was already out getting wasted. He shows up. He's drunk, and they're like, you know what? You can get in with him. And he was like, oh, fuck. And then when they put him in there, I was like, this is some bullshit. And he goes, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And I was like, and I shut right up. And he had to call his boss, which was a guy that was not going to be too happy about what was happening. Like, he would have got me out of it. And if we could have both gotten out of there, we would have been fine. We call this guy, this third guy, he's a sober guy. He's sleeping, doing responsible shit, and he comes and gets us both. And this was, he pulls me aside and, you know, he already fucking knows. And he goes, hey man, everybody gets one, you know, all you guys, I know what you guys are up to. I used to be there, do that. I still do that. But everybody gets one, and you just use yours up on the first day of being the thing that you are now with your responsibility, new rank. And I was like, got it. I guess I got to make my next rank real quick, because I'm going to need that other one, you know, real soon, you know, on the path that I'm going down, you know. And again, they swept it under the rug for me. They're like, whatever, dude. He's a good guy. He does his job well. He knows his shit. He fucking, when we say jump, this motherfucker's like, how high, dude? And when we say suck, he's like, how hard? You know what I mean? Like, he knows, dude.
You know, you told that story on the first episode.
Did I?
At the very end when you were wasted.
I remember that one. Ever fuck up again? That's it. You're going to jail. You're going wherever you deserve. But this is your one. Everybody gets one. Everybody gets one. I was like, bag, tied. I was never in long enough to use in my other one. We were down in down south. I was gonna say South America. No, the American South. Yeah, that sounds weird. We're in American South. And I'm at this bar, and at one point I'm just too drunk, and I just sit outside, legs straight out, head slumped over. And I had this shirt that said, hey, fuckface. And it looked just like the North Face logo. I wake up to somebody just pounding me in my chest. I'm like, oh. I come to, and it's a cop, and he's holding his billy club like backwards. So like the long part is coming out, and he's got like that little grip. He's got it under his forearm, like ready just to fucking beat someone, you know? And he's like, hey, fuckface. That's what he says to me. Get in the fucking car. And he's already got a cop car parked right in front of me. So all I have to do is stand up, take one step, and I'm in the cop car. And I complied right away. I was just like, huh. And I got in, and one of my buddies goes, no, he's with us. And he goes, you get in too. And then a third stooge comes up. He goes, no, those guys are good. They're with, and he goes, you can also get in. The guy slams the door. He goes, I'm full. I'll be back for the rest of you fools. Fucking jumps in the fucking cop car. He jumps in his cop car, and he starts driving us. We're in a very rural part of the country where there's just like one fucking road, and he's going down it like fucking 90 miles an hour. And I'm kind of like getting myself together. And the dude next to me is a very reasonable man. He probably wasn't wasted. And like the dude was ready to talk himself out of it. And I was like, no. I got this. And he looks at me and goes, please, God, for the love of God, Chris, please just stay quiet. I go, I got this. This is some bullshit, dude. We just got back from deployment. We were trying to drink some fucking beers and hang out. And the guy like starts cranking his mirror around like to get a better look at me and shit. And you guys just got back from deployment. I was like, fuck yeah, we did. And I like slammed my military ID up against the car, or that little like mesh thing and shit. And he's like, I can see like his little beady eyes like thinking. And he's like, is this true? All three of you in the military? And they're all like, oh my God, is this working? They're like, yes, sir. Yeah, all three of us are. Fucking pulls right off the exit, goes to a fucking Motel 6 or some shit, opens up the door. He's not even looking at us. He goes, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Like super aggressive. And we're like under one street light, like in the fucking parking lot. And like right when he told us to get out and didn't look at me, I was like, oh my God, he's going to shoot us. This is fucking Mississippi. This is what they do out here. Like they just butt fuck people and shoot you. You know what I mean? They've been drinking Bud Lights forever out there. You know what I mean? And fucking the guy jumps in his car and just blasts off. Doesn't say shit. Doesn't say anything to us. Left us like 30 miles away from where the fuck we're supposed to be. And, you know, one of us like, maybe he wants us to get a hotel. That's why he left us here. And I was like, yeah, all right, let's go get a fucking room. You know, and we fucking got a room, slept it off, woke up the next morning. And Yeah, the next morning they banned drinking. We weren't allowed to go out anymore. But I think it was unrelated to us. But, some other shit happened, I think. I don't know. Those boys are always getting in trouble. Literally, they're always getting in trouble. They need like handlers, All right, guys. I think that was it for this episode. If you got anything else, keep drinking Bud Lights. Don't ask kids to suck on your tongue because we will find you and fuck you up and throw you off a roof. But animals? You stay away from the animals, you sneaky little rascally fuck. You're disgusting. But, I don't think people are going to throw you off a roof for that. I don't. Anyways, I digress. It's been a good one. Huge shout out. Like, subscribe, right swipe, left swipe, whatever.